Hello and welcome all of you Dragon Warrior Randomizer fans out there. Welcome in. We are in the thick of the 2026 summer tournament. We have some Rimmildar group action here tonight with Artorious308 up against VaeluV. Thanks for the restream tonight, Tanuki Monster. We have Shahali tracking. My name is Hoodie Two Shoes. With me in the booth tonight is Nightdew. Nightdew, what are your thoughts? How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Maybe that's the done with the 5 matches talking already here. Then again, seeing Artorious, this is his first one here. Maybe I'm a little jealous. Maybe get a mulligan here. But looking at this, where were our 19 strength starts when we play these seeds, right?
Yeah, 19 strength puts us pretty firmly in not feeling worried about getting XP to start. So not the toughest start unless we have a bunch of powerful offensive abilities. So might be an easier breakout of the early levels than normal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're single tapping at the very least trackies, maybe ghosts. I'm not entirely sure on my numbers there, but yeah, that is a ton to work with. And if I'm looking at that, as soon as I get there, I feel really good, no matter what's in the tangential treasury. Speaking of, the gate has dropped, and we are going in right now.
Artorious with the classic. Oh man, there's a name I forget. The penguin. Someone will tell me the official. The Tuxedo Sam maybe is the penguin name. I think that's Ragnar on VaeluV here. So we start with an herb. We're moving on to gold. So we'll see if they're interested in trying to save the gold. Again, they've got good strength. They might be less inclined than usual.
Yeah, 6 MP does tell us that return is not on the table, at least there. But yeah, 19 strength is a whole heck of a lot. Unless I see a town like right off the starting screen. Well, not a town, but a cave at least.
VaeluV will save for the gold potential. The Artorious gets a Scorpion. Gonna try to take this out with that 19 starting strength. Would be great to get an early 16. Kind of an ideal enemy to find.
Yeah, absolutely. One away from the double level there, but takes it down no problem here while VaeluV gets inside. That's Mountain Cave. That's a whole pile of loot already.
Level 2 coming with 2 strength, 22 agility, 6 HP, 2 MP. We've got a reset from VaeluV as Artorious also enters the Mountain Cave, uses the herb. We'll see how he fares in here.
Yeah, ran straight into a Wraith Knight, but 43 agility at level 2 is making me think that unless we find a red dragons here, but we do get level 3 here, so we are at 2, 1, 1, 2, and return. Not a great level. Is that a second cave?
You know, I can't see right now. I've been focused, but yeah, you're right. With that 44 agility, a lot more likely to run from things as we get a wings as the first item here and a Scorpion, perfect enemy for VaeluV.
Yeah, chat telling us it was Swamp Cave there. Don't know if it was north or south here, but Artorious getting through that first floor, no problem here. Picking up another herb and Dragon Scale. I really would love to find a loose key in here if I were playing this seed.
Yeah, not the most consequential of mountain caves so far. Does not survive. Gonna get sent home is Artorious, and VaeluV catches up, gets to 18 XP. We'll have to see how they play this start here.
With how close Mountain is, I could definitely see a dive for those last two. If sword or armor or that loose key is inside there, it's just really too big to ignore at that point.
And Artorious sees a Swamp Cave and is going to try to make it through. Could lead into Garenhem or the back of Tantagel. Both would be good still with gold. You could get keys more easily from Tantagel, but you could get a key chest if you back into Garenhem or other good items. As we see the Rainbow Drop trade for VaeluV.
We're definitely not wanting for locations here. Always good to see the jerk just that close here. Artorious finding Drakima. That should be level 4 there if this goes down, I believe.
Yeah, meanwhile, Werewolf Ambush going to send VaeluV home and going to lose out on that starting gold, but it's not a big deal. So Artorious going to get the next level for 1 strength, 7 agility, 4 HP, 4 MP, and hurt more again pretty early. So not every seed, but I feel like we've seen a lot of these early hurt more seeds. So our players should be well versed in the things that they should do.
Yeah, only 2 Hurtmores in the tank so far, but that knight going down should push straight to level 5 here as well. Green Dragons, the bottom floor of Mountain, sound kind of interesting now. Level 5, 1, 2, 1, 7, and Repel.
Yeah, so we're off to another quick start. We had a good amount of strength to start, and now they've got Hurt More at level 4, and they're both there. So we should, you know, barring other complications, have no problem with offense in this seed.
No, not at all. Armored Knight, a little too big on the spike there in Swamp that Artorious just found. Wraith Knight goes down, immediate level 6, fast, everything, 11 power, 0, 4, 21. That'll help your Hurt Mores.
Yeah, just adding 4 casual Hurt Mores to your total is pretty good, and, you know, really subdues any fears you might have that maybe MP would be the limiting factor. It still could be, but 42 is at least something to work with.
VaeluV found chest 2 in Mountain, which Artorious kind of not abandoned there, but only gold there, so we only just know the deep chest there. It does go after a Green Dragon, gets the initial Hurt More, and just not enough, unfortunately. Speaking of Hurt More, Wizards also have them, and Artorious is heading back to start as well.
Yeah, VaeluV went for the swing there instead of the, you know, I know it's 7 out of 8. You got the 1-8, but in this circumstance, you got to Hurt More again to try to get that kill. You're going to have to crit to get the physical on that, I think.
Yeah, no, that was his last Hurt More. He was unfortunately out of MP for that second Hurt More. Otherwise, I think he probably would have.
Well, we'll pick up level 5 here off this Scorpion. Very nice. But the Knight in the Swamp Cave, at least one of several enemies potentially being targeted here by Artorious. The quality of enemy definitely favoring Artorious right now with a 0-1-1-5. Not a huge gain there for that level, but should be pretty easy to get the next level with Hurt More and these kinds of enemies.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe this is first floor cave. Wraith Knights, Actual Knights. I believe there are 1 or 2 more really good ones here, as VaeluV also runs into that Knight there, going to get that casual 72 points here.
Yep, likely the same zone. VaeluV might be in, is he in Top Mountain or is he in Swamp right now? They share the zone.
Artorious is in Swamp. VaeluV is going back for the 3 chests he has not seen in Mountain here.
And that is a Hurt Moreable enemy, technically, but gets the run with 53 agility. It's still not likely, but that's very good. Was not going to kill it with only 1 Hurt More available.
Yep, picks up the scale, picks up the extra herb, and we're just down to not knowing the contents of that last chest. Artorious just sticking around here. I do like this grind here. Does kind of make me wonder when to stop here. Maybe level 8. Speaking of, here it comes. And we are going to get a 4, 5, 1, 4, and heal. So we have some sustain now.
And I missed that last item, but I don't think it was important. Mountain 5.
No, just some more gold here. Well, we have found most of our caves here. We don't have any of that, and more reasons not to fight Armor Knights, as that was ZL2 as well.
Yeah, that's not ideal. That's something to keep in mind for any potential Sharlock dives, knowing what enemies could be barriers to low... You know, if you have a resource-tight dive, enemy knowledge can push that in a certain direction. Important to remember. Artorious back into Mountain, and it looks like VaeluV maybe trying to get out. Or maybe
no, just look back in. I'm wondering if this is like a play for either a grind on VaeluV's side or want some more gold and herbs that are sitting down here.
Definitely, and I wonder if we're going to see a Swamp Spike check at some point too, having the Hurt More here, and knowing that if it's an Axe Knight, you kind of want to be there as early as you can.
We got the information on Artorious' side. Unfortunately, it is an Armored Knight, so that is unfortunately going to be no-go for the runners right now.
Oh yeah, not great. So, happy to do what you can with what you got. There have been a lot of caves.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, we've seen a number of locations, but they've all been caves, and I don't know if either of them have been all the way through Swamp yet or not.
Saw one go through the end of Swamp. Didn't see anything past that, and I believe that's when an Overworld AK also did. Oh, Wraith Knights getting the jump on VaeluV with Hurtmore. That's no good either.
It does look like Artorious is pleased with that zone, and it makes sense. Those are good enemies to get at this point of the game for Hurtmore with 10, 5, 4, 11, Stop Spell, and Heal More, important spells. So getting important levels here.
Yeah, just about everything we would want here. VaeluV also going back in. Both runners have definitely decided that this is the ideal grind going forward.
Yeah, the only problem is that it's a 1 in 16 zone, but if it's the best thing to do, it's the best thing to do, you know, and it makes sense. So I wonder if Artorious is just going to use the rest of the MP here and then leave, or if he has plans on getting to level 10 coming back.
Yeah, not knowing where towns are, I could see just going and burning out the MP pool here. I mean, it is nice having both your heal spells as well here. Just don't know, we're right around the 1500 point threshold for level 10. I don't know if we have enough Hurtmores to get there just yet.
Yeah, the HP being 45 is sort of problematic, especially with Heal More being the only healing. You got to spend 8 to commit to it. It's almost never going to be worth it to cast a Heal More. I do wonder what the overworld grinds are looking like. If there is a world where you can get the similar kinds of enemies while also doing exploring, that could be a missed opportunity. But with both players on the same plan, neither one is really... I mean, they don't know, but they're not affected by that possibility.
No, not yet. And honestly, especially when you have Hurtmore this early and you have a zone like this, I see the wisdom in just taking as much of a grind as you can at this point.
Yeah, it's always a dicey call with Hurtmore because it can be so efficient to wander around and get good kills and find the information, especially when you got a 1 in 16 grind. But I'm not as familiar, but I have to imagine that the world is not what they want it to be for them both to be in here. So
Artorious big crit, keeping himself one more grind fight before having to go back to start. Okay, maybe plus one more. That was a slime here. Casting Repel looks to want to go home as VaeluV also picks up level 9 here.
it is definitely a good zone. I understand why they're here, but like part of me would also be wondering, maybe there's just like a bunch of encounters like this out doing, you just never know, you know, you've had enough races where you think that you're doing something smart and it ends up not being that smart. And that's what I'm always worried about.
Yeah, 45 hit points makes me a little leery on the whole exploration thing, just because, you know, any kind of back attack Hurtmore or DL2 set you back really bad here. But honestly, with the big 62 MP there, you definitely have a lot in the tank to go forward with here.
Yeah, I'm just like, I would want to poke out just to see, like, if you find a town even with herbs, like right there, you've got 6 opportunities to not have to use a heal more, and, you know, maybe you find a zone near a town or something. There's just always, it's worth looking, you know, you don't have to get committed to the exploration idea, but I like having the option to poke out a little, you know, and I think that's exactly what Artorious is doing here, is knows about the zone, likes the zone, but likely was feeling a little antsy, and is going to poke out. And I imagine if things go poorly, we're going to see the zone again. It's a 4, 5, 16, and 5 Spell of Radiant. You've got some little bit more HP for walking around.
Yeah, I believe that that eliminates my misgivings about that hit points there. And as we just say, Artorious finds our first town here. Breckenary, anybody?
And that was a red dragon, but with the 69 agility, able to get away. And yeah, here's a town. It is Breckenary, but you can heal. You could buy herbs. We'll see if he does. He might not want to. It's kind of far away. But I could see the value in the, you know, it's not low MP, but the HP is kind of low, and you don't want to really use your heals or heal mores for... But we'll see. He's got heal now.
Yeah, well, large shield, not bad there. Kind of would have wished hit a broadsword or hand axe like there. Copper sword good enough for now, but yeah, any equipment is better than no equipment, so you know, can't complain too hard.
Yeah, especially with Hurtmore, you're much more interested in the defense than you're mostly just looking for the weapon for something to be able to swing on a Star Wyvern or a Green Dragon or a Werewolf or something if you don't one-shot.
Yeah, both go in separate directions. Looks like VaeluV is going to take a swing. I think this is probably his first shot at going out the other end of Swamp here, whereas Artorious went a little bit more just straight west, a little bit to the north. Got another cave here, Freebie Cave, and inside we have... Well, I'm not going to complain about a Fire's Ring either.
Yeah, two attack power very often comes into play. Nothing to be too upset about. Cave supremacy still reigns. We have Brecconary, but as we all know, Brecconary is only one step above a cave, so we're still pretty on brand.
Yeah, maybe one of these days we could have a flag that puts Brecconary in a cave.
There are hurt-morable enemies out here in the world.
Yeah, that said, if I was looking at VaeluV's path there, unfortunately, I think it does kind of look like the other end of Swamp is a big old nothing burger there.
This area does open up a little bit more than expected here for Artorious. We'll have to see if it continues to or if it's going to taper off here. Looks like it does taper off.
Okay, maybe not. It looks like there may be another bridge out of there so far, but no. Max Hurtmore just does not get that Star Wyvern down. Do want to get that kill there, as that will get VaeluV to level 10 here before a very likely Death Warp happening very soon here.
Yeah, that 16 extra HP makes a huge difference. Is out of resources, may need to take a refill, but that'll be just fine. Nice to get level 10. The XP is pretty close, and a little bit of an exploration edge to Artorious, but not a whole lot of difference as of yet.
Yeah, just sneaking through on the one tiles here. VaeluV does maybe not get out of that mountain range, as the Red Dragon does show up, and it gives him an all-expense-paid trip home here, unfortunately. Is one last path outside of Swamp, so not completely dead yet, but it's looking a little dicey.
And the Red Dragon honestly doing VaeluV a favor there. Hurt more Siege, you're out of MP. You just got to level with more HP. You get sent home, that's tough, but now you're fully ready to go get some more XP. So not bad all things told.
Yep, heading north, I believe this is the general direction of Breck as well, so VaeluV probably going to be running into that very soon here.
And we're getting pretty close to level 11 here on Artorious' side. Not quite there, but one more good kill will get us there. VaeluV trying to manip that runaway. Didn't quite get there. It's Breck. We'll see if he heads right back.
I mean, I see a town. I probably want to head that way. It does kind of suck to lose all that gold there, unfortunately, because I do believe that puts him below the large shield threshold. Oh, yeah. I mean, still nice to see it, but would have much loved that large shield instead.
We've got level 11 here with that Wyvern 2222. Look at that. We're going to pick up 1 strength, 5 agility, 6 HP, 14 MP.
I don't think I've seen a truly just bad level out of these here. They're kind of middling. You do get that one very large agility level, 74 agility at level. I know agility is just a number, but running away from almost anything you want at this point with a decent clip. Even Reds are a halfway decent chance at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely a decent seed for moving around right now. And here's Cole on Artorious' side. Well, nobody to talk to and nothing to find in the search spot there.
We're pretty sure Artorious scared the drop away, and it just ran over to wherever coordinates are at that point. Although I do not believe we have seen any kind of curse spell yet, so we have no idea if any of them are alive.
Saw full plate magic armor here in Cole. Looks like there is not I don't remember. The magic armor also in Breck, it looks like. Yeah.
Apparently, VaeluV found some cash there. Was able to afford the copper sword, leather armor, large shield here. So yeah, that's good. Oh, and another town right out in the swamp as well here. Guarded by an armored knight. Gonna hope that the DL2 breath doesn't come into. Oh no! Stopped one step before the town.
And even though sleep and Dragonlord breath max at 50%, it can't be 75. It's still 50% is still a pretty good chance.
I do not disagree with the play there. Again, you're probably even less right now to still run, even at 74 agility, or roughly about the same there. May as well at least see if you can grab some XP on the way in, right?
Oh, of course. It was definitely the right call. It's just, 50% going to do what 50% does. We got the left edge, a pretty significant coastline for VaeluV. We don't see anything, but boy, there's a lot of real estate undeveloped there.
I mean, even in the vanilla map, with Hawksness already being destroyed down in the southeast, there's a lot of prime real estate out here to build a town anywhere, right?
Got some herb pickups here for Artorious from the most convenient shop to buy them from, so very nice. See if we get a shop check here. We do. What's for sale? We've got nothing. We got broadsword, I guess, but in terms of defense, not a lot.
The hunt for Rimmildar continues here. The key is definitely our biggest limiting factor here, as we've seen Garenham.
This Star Wyvern gonna get level 11 here for VaeluV.
Hey, VaeluV has picked up the XP here just to within about 150 now, as opposed to that start where fell a little bit behind here, but has made that gap up quite nicely.
Yeah, races, there's a little bit of difference of exploration, but as of right now, it's very close. Nothing terribly important has been found as of yet. So first person to find something like that could give themselves a very nice advantage.
Yeah, both of our runners run a little bit low on resources here on our latest trip out here, but the world map is obliging. Green dragons, star wyverns, werewolves everywhere here, so werewolf's kind of a little bit more of a I wish it was something other than a werewolf, but it's working for VaeluV pretty well here.
Yeah, you're going to take it with her more. It's 95. It's pretty good. Artorious going to stretch the resources a little bit by using herbs and swinging on things like wolf lords. And this is one of those map shapes where it is it's like one of those water it's not an archipelago, but there's lots of inlets and rivers and hard ways to go and bridges, so this could be one where somebody might struggle to find something.
Yeah, VaeluV back on that west coast there. It looks like has done the full trek back around to Breck. Does get home here, and will get to refill here without taking the trip back to Tantagel.
Yeah, Brecconary, useful for the inn, and going to get some herbs here. The shop is a little inconvenient, but herbs are good, and probably going to be happy to have them.
Yeah, about the only place I really don't like buying them anywhere is coal, which is super inconvenient here. Artorious does... Okay, that's Garenham. We've already been there, but hey, that's the most convenient herb shop in the game there.
Yeah, it's a bad day when the coal item shop is absolutely the play, and it can be. And, you're going to have to take your medicine and go there. But today is not that day. We have seen so many caves, but we haven't seen Grave, which the more that we see, the more likely it's going to be behind Tantagel or Garenham. And we might have Rimmeldar as the only source of keys, as we see a red dragon take a bite out of Artorious and send him packing to Lorik.
On full MP as well, well, after an instay. I hate to see that there. I think the only cave we haven't... No, wait, we haven't found Tablet or Staff Cave yet, so there's still a chance that we get away without, finding Grave there.
Yeah, there still could be a bailout of a key, but it's looking less and less likely.
The North Coast's no good either. VaeluV throws up a pair of wings there, deciding that, based on the size of the map here, I'm wondering if it's just going a lot east and then around to the south here.
Normally when you're looking for towns, so you don't want to see Hawksnest, but in this circumstance, I don't think you want to see Cantlin. You'd probably be happy to see Hawksnest, and you really want to see Rim. But, like, seeing Cantlin at this point is just, it's nice because you know where it is, but you can't do anything with it yet.
No, especially when we have when we've got weapons and armor, at least a fair amount of each here. And I believe VaeluV is the first one to kind of go a little bit more towards the east here. Still nothing yet so far. I'm just kind of imagining just like a little pocket of towns, like all just crammed into one side of the map here, and just leaving all that real estate on the west completely open.
Yeah, this is a heck of a map. And I think we saw this west coast on VaeluV's side that Artorious is on now. We're pretty sure it's a dead end. And he maybe has seen it as well and knows it's going to head east as well, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that little bit of real estate that we did see on the other end of the swamp, and Artorious is going to head that way as well.
Get some decent encounters on the way.
We don't know either. Yeah, and back to that grind zone that everybody loved.
Looks like that was a 3107, so another hurt more out of the deal, but not huge in terms of HP or strength, which are the stats that seem to be lagging.
88 MP is where I'm really starting to at least feel pretty good about seeing us going towards endgame there. Obviously, we have nothing to get us towards there in terms of homework or equipment, but our stats are starting to get there fairly early.
Almost level 12 here for VaeluV. Scorpion or better will get you there. XP remaining pretty darn close. It's just that I think Artorious has seen more stuff, so it makes it more likely that he's going to run into the important thing. But still, at this point, nobody has really found anything of extreme importance, as we see VaeluV also pick up that level 12.
Town up north, but I'm wondering if that was the coal that Artorious found there.
I think it is, and then there's another town just east.
Yep, it's coal. VaeluV about to get the bad news about what is not here.
I wonder if Artorious was looking to die there against that Star Wyvern, or yeah, imagine would have used hurt more otherwise.
Was at pretty low resources, so can't really fault it there. VaeluV gonna pick up Hand Axe Chainmail? That looks about right.
Wonder if we're gonna go back through and look a different direction now.
I'm wondering if that little land bridge that we have seen again at the end of Swamp is our limiting factor here. The world map is just all the way out beyond there.
Definitely an interesting map.
Yeah, looks to be the north coast as well here. VaeluV about to hit Garenham as well. Assuming you can get by this wizard here, does do so here. That was packing her more, but that's fine.
Well, we've got a dead end there, so we're gonna have to see if this path that we were on last time winds up leading anywhere. So there's a red dragon.
Yeah, just through those mountains. And I'm pretty sure this is right about the most of our explorations. I'm pretty sure VaeluV did drop to an enemy there. Unfortunately, Artorious meeting the same fate there. So, yeah, we still have no idea what's out there.
And again, we found nothing really. So that might be what you need to do to progress, is go past there.
Artorious saying, no thanks, I don't wish to do this anymore. Heads up back in the direction of, I believe, Cole and Garanham there. Has already been up this way, unless he believes that there just isn't anything up here. I wish I kind of kept up with their exploration a little bit better. VaeluV is finding a bunch of coastline, unfortunately, but man, I'm still thinking everything's beyond the swamp here.
Yeah, I'm not sure where else on this main area. I mean, it's hard to know when you're not solely looking at it yourself. As we get stop spelled, that's not going to help the Armored Knight situation.
No, not at all, but is dodging that breath there. Nope, never mind. I spoke well too soon there.
Well, no, 2 attacks were not quite hefty.
AK-47 doing the same to VaeluV. Artorious is headed back through swamp here, and I'm pretty sure VaeluV probably will be joining him very soon here.
Yeah, I think that they've discovered collectively that there's probably nowhere else to go but through here, but it's not easy. Like, that's for sure. It's not easy.
No, not at all, especially with those red dragons there. And really, in terms of exploration, we're about even. XP only about 300-ish off there, so we've got pretty good parity heading into this stage of the race here.
Now, Artorious getting force-fed some XP here. I guess I'll hurt more some stuff, and he might just hang out in here for another level. And as of we've seen, we've done the exploration. We haven't seen anything better, so he's decided this is what it is. And again, they're
yeah,
great.
that close to 13, I definitely see it. VaeluV gets out of those mountains, has a little bit of desert to go through, but is free. I believe this is the furthest we've seen them explore so far.
Yeah, this could be a big play. If VaeluV is able to find something very important, like Rim, and that leads to something like the armor, and the ability to get, eventually better. Or maybe there's like an Axe Knight in Oxness right next to Cantlin or something. That could be huge.
This is the south coast by the looks of it here. Big old land bridge right around it here. Green Dragons I'm not unhappy to see either. I don't think I've seen them have any tricks so far.
Trusting the game there, though, without using the heal more, that you're not going to get 1 in 32 is brave. It's brave.
I take that swing, and it is very much dodging.
It's nice to be in unexplored territory, though.
It'd be nice if we found something here, but at the very least, the enemy sets are conducive towards grinding here, so VaeluV's not really falling behind, despite could do with that without those armored knights, though.
And VaeluV able to run away from that armored knight and not get scorched, which could prove to be pretty consequential if there is something important just this way.
Yeah, apparently, I know we can't roll big swamp, but wow, that is a lot of swampland around here. So we are definitely glad for that 88 MP here at level 12 here, able to keep us afloat for quite some time.
Yeah, this is just one of those maps, and it is ugly.
Yeah. Imagine this at like 42 MP. This has become much more of a slog.
Yeah, like a map with a face only a mother could love, you know?
That will be level 13 here. 9, 7, 1, 3, hurt, and sleep. That'll round up. Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind outside we find Grave, but that's nice. VaeluV gets away from a blue dragon, is still trucking over here on this end of the map, though.
We've seen it's pretty extensive to get anywhere. Let's see, this might be the last overworld cave, and it's tablet.
Absolutely enormous if this is that, if that's that spare key.
Or if it's the armor or something. And that death there for Artorious, maybe not the worst. He had used a bunch of resources to get that level, so if he's going to go look out on the other side, better to do it with full MP. As we get a silver harp, well, I mean, it's a useful, important item. You got to go there.
Yeah, meanwhile, VaeluV casting the anti-bonk spell. That's the only thing I can think of for Radiant, right?
VaeluV loves Radiant. Doing it for himself and the fans. Well, nice to find a required location. I think we, have we seen the harp trade, or is that still remaining?
That, I believe, is still outstanding, so did find them in the right order at the very least. We are now 50-50, I believe. We have one overworld left, which is either going to be Grave or Harp Cave, yes.
Oh, they're both going to be behind locked doors, right?
You get the top 3 in Grave, but yeah, if anything's in Deep Grave, yeah, we're still missing keys.
Man, this looks like a spiral. There's a town here. Is it Cantlin? Is it Hawksness? Is it Rim? It's Cantlin.
You know, you say you hate to find it, but given just how far out of the beaten path that VaeluV is, I'm jonesing for an inn right now, so I'm not all that unhappy to find Cantlin. Yeah, sure, I'd rather it were Rim, but I'll take a refill at this point anyway. I can get it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come back to here. So hopefully Rim is close, and you can come back from wherever Rim is instead of if you have to come back here from the starting castle. Like if this doesn't go well, oh boy. Okay.
The commentator's curse was almost in full effect there, but does get away from that red dragon, yes.
Yeah, they're out in the world in this seed. Getting away, you gotta heal, buddy.
Oh man, I am. Yeah, I'm worried for VaeluV at this point, but does get away again here. So did see a bridge to the east still. So, this is such a long walk.
This is insane, and there's dangerous things. So like any bad death on this map is amplified by the time it's going to take you to come on this winding one-way path all the way around the world. This is remarkable.
Yeah, I think Artorious went straight to the west. It did find that coastline, following the coastline up. That should lead him to Cantlin, but I do believe that does mean he missed Tablet Cave on the way through and the Silver Harp.
I think he's on the way to it right now. He's going to get there.
Okay, nope, never mind. There it is. You're right.
Artorious has opened up a decent XP lead again. But with Hurtmore, it is surmountable. It's all about who finds the keys at this point, and, Hawksness with whatever may be there.
Yeah, that was a lot of resources there in that werewolf. I believe that was double Hurtmore, double Healmore there. I get it, back attack, and yet another red dragon, unfortunately. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no, it does live through it. It's gonna throw a Healmore.
Yeah, the Healmore's the right play, and he works out, gets away. Boy, this is not safe. Sharlock way out here. Let's see if Rim is nearby. Otherwise, boy. Boy.
I thought he was walking back there for just a moment, sees that sandbar leading off into more real estate. Wow, just, I don't know what to think about this map now.
That's way out there.
And I mean, it's like we have to go back to Tangential eventually anyway, because Jerk Cave is like right there anyway, so eventually they're going to have to go back.
Yeah, Brian's got what I was trying to. I was thinking swirl. Brian's got it right. Cinnamon roll. It's a cinnamon roll map. That's the description of the map.
And just that little bridge to the southwest saying, oh, you thought you were done. You thought you hit a coast. You thought you could turn back around. No, continue.
Artorious to Cantlin. Let's go. Oh, we did it. Okay, Rim and Hawks's right next to each other is ideal.
Wisely saying, I'll be back for you, heading over to Rim, getting those keys. The biggest sigh of relief I could swear I could hear on VaeluV's side right now.
Well, this is huge and gives VaeluV a real opportunity here. Artorious does have some XP, but I mean, it seems like it's a one-way path here, but we saw that the way here is not safe. So if Artorious takes a death, that would be really painful on this season.
I'm wondering if, with the Seminole, if there was another way around, had they just turned north instead of just followed the coast there. There does seem to have been the possibility of another route here, but I'm not entirely... Nope, never mind.
All right, we get to see a check for opening doors. We have keys 40 minutes in, and there's an extra key. There's one of the keys. Yeah, we're going to learn that all of the keys were indeed locked this seed. You had to come here.
Gotta take a peek at the weapon and armor shop. Probably waiting for Repel on the way out there, but I could definitely see Hawks also being a thing here. I believe VaeluV was just really hoping for a broadsword there, but again, we're just kind of hoping for anything but a red dragon on that Hawks' tile, because I still don't think we have what that the hit points are our biggest limiting factor there.
And Artorious makes it out of that encounter alive. Okay, another armored knight. Boy, you got to make it through this zone.
Not unhappy to see Rogue Scorpions on the list here. Just one of the better monsters just to see for guaranteed hurt more. We'll pick up that level 13 there in the moderate stat gains they're in.
And meanwhile, Artorious had 3 opportunities to run. Wasn't able to get away with 82 agility, and the game decided to breathe, and he is back home. He needs to go make that entire trip again, which is really unfortunate now that VaeluV is here and has access to keys, and we'll check this spike as
Yeah, going after that hurt more resistance there, especially considered, I guess, your axe isn't hitting. I mean, 84 attack power, not terrible, but yeah, two hurt mores, even at a resist, will end this. The second one lands, and let's see what we find. Well, it's homework, so not terrible, but still, I think we were all praying for armor. They were, at least.
And here's the thing where Cantlin is so far away, but do you walk back from here just to get the coordinates to know that, like, maybe you need I feel like you maybe walk back to Cantlin from here to get the coordinates and then go home, but I don't know.
It is super tempting to return right now. Again, I don't think I think we still have one cave that's still outstanding that we might be looking for. We do need to finish checking around here. But yeah, I think we have to poke our heads around a little bit more just to find that potential one cave we're still missing.
So it's Grave, and then is it both trade-ins?
Jerk is out by Tantagel, but we have not seen Harp Cave yet.
Right, but if it's just 2, then they're both behind locked doors, right?
Oh, Oh, yeah, you're right, because one's behind Garenham and the other's behind Tantagel. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They are both behind locked doors.
Right, so I guess that's what I was thinking, that there's nothing else to do except for use keys. So that's why I was thinking that Cantlin is the... I feel like walking to Cantlin to get the core, as dangerous as it is probably the thing to try.
Yeah, I definitely understand where you're going with that, just because, again, with such a long walk getting there. Although I do agree with what Chad is saying here with how these coordinates might hash out. No, it's a good thing that Swamp is just so close to Tantagel there, but our runners may find themselves rescuing a princess just because if this count is anywhere large, I would hate to go try to find that.
So there's a lot of choices now for VaeluV. He's in this relative area of safety with hurtmoreable enemies. Could consider grinding there a little bit to try to get some HP to make moving around a little bit safer, or could just go for it. And meanwhile, Artorious getting sent home really needs to make it all the way from the start to the one-way long spiraling cinnamon roll finish to get those keys that he desperately needs to complete this season.
Yeah, VaeluV back out into those dangerous plains, I believe. The Wraith Knights are here, but I'm pretty sure this is also still Red Dragon and other territory. It does eat a hurt more. Even those Wraith Knights. Oh no, that's VaeluV headed home.
Yep, and that's unfortunate, because getting to Cantlin, like, the reason you want to get there first is so you can get the coordinates, and if they're easy, you can just get them, but then you can just get the princess and have the knowledge of the coordinates, and then you have to walk all the way back around to get everything anyway, so it's just all for the best, but that is unfortunate.
Torch, herb, and gold. Oh no, treasury not really living up to anything. Gonna pay for the keys to come back here, but are we really hoping it's Grave right now?
And there is gold, but I'm not sure if either player is going to look to try to set up any kind of a grind 46 plus minutes into this race. So I would anticipate treasury being a disappointment to...
I don't even know if I've seen a silver shield in there. That's about the only thing I'd be looking for with so late in the seed and
there's a silver and rim.
Ah, okay. So we have Harp Caves, so we do know that Grave is vanilla.
All right, and there are going to be 8 chests in there, so that's an important location to go check. And then, of course, Hawksness and the coordinates are also looming pretty large.
Also looking away, Mist Artorious hitting level 14. Their biggest thing I can see by the stats here is 29 HP and another 12 MP by the looks of it. 5 strength and no agility.
That is the level you're looking for, because now you could... I mean, if they had more attack power, they'd feel better about trying to fight the red, but you can run from it pretty safely. You just have to use resource.
VaeluV headed out. I wonder if VaeluV forgot where, or at least knows in the general direction, but did forget possibly where Garenham was. I believe it was to the northeast, sitting right there around Cole as well.
Yeah, it was just east of Cole, so it was like northeast and then east to get to Garenham. And I think the closest town to Charlock is Cantlin, and I don't think it's particularly... I mean, it's not that close.
No, not especially. But even then, I mean, this further walk out of Rimildar, that'll be the only trip our runners do make out there. Artorious finding out, gonna have to walk through even more swamp. Again, just with low resources, if they had them to seed, I would be casually tearing my hair out on this one here.
Yeah, this is not the map that you want by any means. And there's that bridge that's going to take you down. Yep, to the, I think that this is a safe area at least here for Artorious. So he should be home free to those keys and, you know, with the stones and hawks.
Yep, VaeluV finding Cole and about to get to Garenham here real quick. Yeah, definitely, I think possibly forgot where it is. Is in the right neighborhood, though. Do really hope that hurdle lands, though.
Artorious successfully finds this group's namesake, Rimmildar, and will pick up those keys, but is delayed in doing so. Have to see just how consequential this is, and if the coordinates end up being consequential and Artorious makes it back to Cantlin with that safe HP total, that could be consequential here as well.
Yep, does pick up a broadsword before hitting the inn and giving us our first of quite a few chests here. Coming into the treasury here, has just a little bit more cash, has a cursed belt, so we know one of those is live, and another key, so that's where the other key was. That cursed belt is the first one we found, and we do know Hawks is in place, so we don't know if coordinates are live yet.
And we are into the expected grave. We've got 5 chests in here to check. And we need a token, we need a sword and an armor. Token is guaranteed on the overworld, but could be the coordinates.
First look at metal scorpions, I don't think we've seen those all seed. Oh my, there's our, oh, wow. So getting all the way to Rimmildar required to equip up here. And now we are, now we've got 2 chests left to see if coordinates are in play or our token is in deep grave. VaeluV says, I'm getting out of here for a second. I think I'm going to go hit the inn before I dive deep grave.
No, it looks like he's bailing on deep grave entirely, and maybe he doesn't realize that he doesn't have the token, or he's just going to go straight for the coordinates.
That is one heck of a play. I'm not sure I would do it myself here, but yeah, I guess you're 33% here.
That's a potentially race-defining moment right there, not deciding to dive. Because if you get that item down there, you're just done. So VaeluV really hoping that the coordinates have the token, and that he's just strictly saving time here.
Yeah, Cherno pointing out that Flute, Death Necklace are also potentially there, as well as a potentially nothing, as we've only seen one belt. Oh, or thinks he already has the token, and oh no, the jerk being a jerk, kicking him out. VaeluV says, wait a minute, VaeluV may have thought he had the token.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was something like that, but now that he's committed, I wonder if he's thinking about he's going to maybe just go dive grave now. So yeah, realizing the mistake and unfortunately going to eat time loss here.
Not a huge one, given that grave isn't too awfully far away here. Is going a little more south than usual, yeah. But gonna high five with Artorious here, who is also on his way with keys in hand here. About to head over the same way, so we'll be picking up that sword and armor very soon here, with about an 800 XP windfall between the two.
Yeah, that's a big swing there, and you know, we here in the business might call that the crispy chicken crunch time moment of the seed, where VaeluV did not decide to dive and is just essentially given the potential evening or advantage that he had right back to Artorious.
Yeah, as soon as they get down there, VaeluV's gonna walk by Artorious, open up these chests. Maybe not, considering this NPC wants to have his say in there as well, but yeah, gonna be walking to grave at the same time. Artorious is going to turn north to get those very just well-deserved goodies up there in the top of the treasury. But yeah, between the XP deficit, this is close.
Well, we do know that the map is long and winding, and there are unfavorable enemies, one of which has Dragonlord Breath, which, you know, having the armor will mitigate against that significantly, but can still pose quite a problem.
Yeah, between that and nullifying the swamp tiles, of which there were no small amount of heading that way too, you're just going to save a lot of time not even having to go into menus to heal. Artorious gets the wonderful news, everything you could ever want in that grave right there.
And both players are now going for the dive. Yeah, I've made mistakes like that before. You just think that your item state is different than it is, and then when you realize it's not, it's unfortunate. And we've got a fairy water for grave chest.
I mean, the sheer amount of Erdrick stuff that did drop up and top, I mean, you could absolutely, it's absolutely forgivable that, you know, VaeluV said, well, I think I've got token as well, right?
And now that we're approaching the this is the stones or it's on coordinates moment, I'm going to start thinking about our grind. We've got an armored knight on the swamp spike, which we know has stop spell, which is nice now with the armor, but it also has Dragonlord Breath. And then there's the blue dragon all the way in Hawks that's terrible to go to as we get flute. So we know where the token is now. What are you doing to grind?
Oh boy, as you said, the Armor Knight isn't very palatable, but that Blue Dragon out in Hawksness is about forever away. That said, it's not like we don't need to head out there to get coordinates anyway. I would say based on what we know here, my whole question is, do we preemptively rescue a princess just in case it possibly puts us close to coordinates before heading out for those coordinates?
I think the stock value is soaring on a preemptive princess rescue at this point. I would not be surprised to see either or both go for it, because you have to go so far away to get to Cantlin. It makes perfect sense to just rescue the princess. Like I think I would be honestly surprised if either of them don't make that.
Yeah, and here I am, not even thinking. I'm like, why is he walking out? Why is he not casting outside? And we don't know that one yet.
Even at level 14, Artorious does not have the ability to leave the cave, but might be catching up and surpassing here just based on the encounter and fight. We'll have to see. They're right next to each other. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, Artorious keeping about a 800 to about 1,000-ish XP lead here. VaeluV's looking at this and saying, there's a potential grind here. Then the repel runs out. But is returning here and is very likely to, at the very least, start heading towards Cantlin. Man, it is hard to say. If I'm in an Artorious' shoes and I have that level with all that extra HP, I'm much more thinking about these Armor Knights. If I'm VaeluV and I only have 68 hit points right now, I'm like, but is going towards that preemptive princess rescue here.
It makes perfect sense to get this, and it's the level anyway, but you've got to go so far away to get the coordinates. The map is miserable. Like, you kind of have to get the print. I mean, you don't have to, but...
See, this is the map where I want to see 0-0 coordinates.
There is still no outside, so you got to fight the Armored Knight again, but the armor makes this fight totally fine with their current paradigm.
Yeah, attack points definitely low. We do know that Death Necklace is hanging out in Charlock, not that we have the HP to use it anyway just yet. But or get to that point here, we also do need to think about, stats here. 13 heal more is good, but attack points still... Oh wait, no, 12 heal more, so need one more MP for 13.
Yeah, you need some more attack power. Artorious going to beat VaeluV to rescuing the princess, so definitely taking back the lead and then some, I would say.
Interesting. VaeluV taking the princess to Caitlyn by the looks of it.
Can't say that I agree with that choice. The whole point of rescuing the princess and then going to Caitlyn is that you are capable of getting the coordinates immediately upon receiving them.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah. Again, with just how far the walk is here, just getting in. And actually, if I'm looking at that map correctly, VaeluV is based on what I'm imagining here. I think beyond that mountain range to the left is where Remildar and everything ended up being. You just had to go the really long way around to get there.
Yeah, this is truly a cinnamon roll. Well, there's just another moment where I could say that Artorious is very firmly in control of this race right now. Would need to be a momentous shift in momentum to
yeah, right now VaeluV needs coordinates to be in the general Tantagel zip code right now, I'd say.
That is the best case scenario for VaeluV, of course. If it's somewhere terrible, if it's right next to Caitlyn, then that is the worst case scenario, I would say.
Yeah, and VaeluV's actually, I mean, I know Sword is in hand, 115 attack power, but getting to the point here where isn't really gonna have to start running from these encounters where Artorious can continue the walking grind here, just because you really don't want to rely on heal walking on your way to Caitlyn here. VaeluV looks like he's heading towards where the tablet cave was. Yep, right there.
Yeah, he's getting pretty close to Caitlyn now. It's quite a ways though. You got to go all the way up here and then back west, and then like a little bit of the back west is going to be Caitlyn.
I could go for a cinnamon roll, yes, but here we are back in Caitlyn. God, what are we gonna say? Let's see. Prediction for coordinates. I'm gonna say it's something on the order of about 60 to the south and 52 to the west.
Level 15, 2241, 60 south, 59 east. I don't know about that.
Yeah, hit the north-south pretty good. I was on the other side of the map for the east-west there, but I think I'm very happy to be Artorious when I turn in that and immediately just turn on the GPS and see where we're at.
It might not be that bad for VaeluV, because maybe returning home is going to be the way to get to the coordinates faster anyway. It's hard to know. But yeah, I think it was still the right choice to trade in the princess before getting the coordinates here. There's no door there. Oh, we're going to see what the coordinates are, though. So not that far away, really. You can just walk from here. So yeah, it looks like it's definitely going to be firmly in favor of already having had the princess rescued.
Yeah, based on where the coast is, I could definitely say we were right in that Tantagel is like right in the middle of
Very easily done there for Artorious. Nicely done. Has all of the requirements for the rainbow bridge. Just needs to get the rainbow drop to satisfy that need.
Artorious immediately returns there. I was perhaps thinking that it was all a possibility that... Okay, did want to go back, turn in the drop there. I was thinking might have ran out to Rimmeldar and Hawksness just to potentially see if might head towards that blue dragon as opposed to the armored knight there. But again, with how close the swap is, even though the armored knight is less than ideal given its skill set, I'm thinking just its proximity to Antagel is going to make it the better grind here.
Yeah, it's Armored Knight, or if you've got a good lock on a desert zone with Red Dragon, it's that. But probably just going to head to the Armored Knight.
And that is exactly what Artorious is doing as we step in for a grind here. We have plenty of HP, we have plenty of MP. Our question is, at this point, about how many attack points do you want before you make this dive?
With access to 13 heal mores, and knowledge for sure that the Death Necklace is in Charlock, but it could be in the judges table, and if it is, it really sours the whole thing. I think that you probably still want a fair amount of attack power here.
A fair amount of attack power or a 30 HP level would be also great.
We'll have to see. Artorious has been known to be in seeds with low attack power before, but this is already, you know, well above being concerned for that, so we're not worried about it right now.
Yeah, Armor Knights, this one resisting that hurt more as well here. I do not feel great about this grind, even though I know it's the best grind.
That is one possible way that VaeluV could make up a little time here, is if there's a more efficient grind and he's able to pick up on it and catch up that way. But otherwise, Artorious again in a pretty solid position here in this one.
Yeah, I mean, again, the big thing is that Jerkcave is well over by Tantagel that I forgot about until Artorious walked back over there. So, unfortunately, is going to have to go back eventually at one point.
And the proximity to home means that I imagine that this is going to be a no questions asked death warp grind for Artorious. I don't imagine have any other thought other than grinding until you can't anymore and then coming straight back and doing it again.
Yeah, again, with just how close that castle is, there's no reason just to not burn out all your resources, take the half your gold penalty, which is kind of a reward at this point, honestly, but yeah.
And more reps we've seen on the Armored Knight. I'm not sure if it's 25 or 50 stop spell, but if it's 50 stop spell, that makes it significantly better to fight than before, now that you've got the armor.
It's, I've seen a lot of fire and a lot of stop spell. They could both be 50 at this spell. I mean, I guess can't both be 50 given we do have a...
They could both be 50, yeah. It very well might be that they're both 50.
Moment of truth, VaeluV picks up the token and is immediately returning.
With a map like this, you take what you can get at this point, and it's been far worse than... You don't like the Dragon Lord Breath, but it's been worse. So we get the drop there for VaeluV, both in grind and go mode. Artorious with a significant XP advantage.
Just a little north of 2k here. Is going to get this Armored Knight, so yeah, I think they'll both be hitting the Armored Knight here unless VaeluV comes up with another good grind strategy. I'm wondering if I know we saw red somewhere in the world map there. I'm just kind of trying to remember if it's anywhere useful for a potential grind.
Yeah, we've seen reds in a number of places. It's just that they're very far away to get there, and if it's not real close to something to heal on, it's probably not going to be better than this Armored Knight spike. as annoying as it is, I don't think that there's anything that's going to be better than it right now. The lower strength also means that any overworld grind on something like a red dragon isn't going to be as good as it otherwise would be if you had, you know, say like 125 or 135 attack power.
Yeah, absolutely. Basically just about everyone I've seen that Artorious has taken, and now VaeluV going around with it there, is that these Armor Knights are basically taking a hurt more +2 swings. I don't think I've seen one drop in just 2 actions, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're not your friendliest armored knights for sure. They're not making it easy, but sometimes the winning strategy in this game is that the game wants you to eat dirt, and the player who is willing to eat the most dirt is sometimes able to win these kinds of seeds.
Considering how mean the map has been here, 21 total deaths between our 2 players hasn't been terrible.
No, definitely not. And it's a testament to their willingness and ability to do what it takes to stay alive. But boy, was it a map.
Yep, I believe VaeluV or Artorious needs one more Armored Knight here to see if 16 is our answer here. A crit, that'll do it.
Outside, now we've got level 16, got 120 attack power with 13 still on the heal mores, and you're not in doubles range for HP. A very rare double.
Not at all. 5 to 10 on any swing here. No, we're going to 17 at the very least now.
But doing what you got to do, you know, you have to treat each seed like its own, and knowing just how miserable and far the map is, and how much time it would cost you. It already costs time to fail a dive, but if you walk all the way to Charlock and fail a dive, it's much more amplified in this kind of a seed. So just making sure you can get your XP, get your stats up, and then go and win is got to be the strategy of this one.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You know, I've taken a few questionable Dragon Lord or Charlock dives during this. One paid off, one did not. But yeah, again, as you said, with just how far out it is, we can't really bank on that.
And we know that the Armored Knight has Stop Spell, but it also has Dragon Lord Breath. And you know when you're in a dicey situation and you can't run away, it's going to hit you with the 4 in a row Dragon Lord Breath. So it's potentially not that safe.
That little bit of extra strength has had Artorious making a few more of making these Armored Knights into 2-hit things here, so that just is rolling so much better here. But yeah, that's another swing and hurt more. Probably just gonna walk back and take the free trip home for the refill here.
Yeah, I mean, it costs half your gold, but what are you using the gold for anyway? The king, you know, works hard to maintain all those bridges.
You know, he could probably just, you know, at this point make a, you know, why hasn't anybody in Nilfgaard thought about making docks, ships, sea travel? I mean, a boat would make this so much better, right?
An Nilfgaard like this, you'd think they would definitely be seafaring. Well, we're just going to be here for the foreseeable future. Level 17 coming at 12,000 XP. We need 9750 for VaeluV to hit level 16.
Yeah, VaeluV just... Oh no, that's 85. I thought it was 95 for whatever reason. Which would have been great. He would have actually made up a whole lot more time there. But yeah, the difference between them still hanging out around 2,000, 2,200.
Yeah, wind not invented yet in Alefgard. One of the hidden benefits of the tyrannical rule of the Dragon Lord was wind suppression.
Wind suppression and the principles of buoyancy, apparently.
$172 is a decent amount, and it shouldn't take that long to get through these armored knights. We'll have to see what is waiting for. I don't know if we've seen any sleep or anything in like a Stone Man or another Sharlock level.
Yeah, Beta, they could hang on the coast. I'm pretty sure if you just did coastal travel, you could get just about anywhere, even an original Alefgard there. I'm pretty sure it would be a coastal route between Swamp South and Swamp North, right?
A ferryman could make a killing.
No, also, I guess now that I think of, well, no, I guess Garenham, but everywhere else in Alefgard, pretty landlocked, actually, now that I think about it.
So still need a pretty decent clip of strength here and or some HP and MP to bolster our chances to be able to go, because as of right now, it's not looking good. And again, Caitlin, I think the closest town to Sharlock, and it's not that close.
It is a good place to stock up on fairy water here, especially I believe as we have hit 84 defense, because I believe that's potentially Werewolf and Star Wyvern territory to get those off the board.
Need 2 more, 86 for that. Exactly.
31540. Oh no, that is also not enough. The grind will continue until morale improves.
Yeah, that is not it doesn't change a whole lot. It's only 3 attack power. You don't get another heal more. The HP doesn't put you into Death Necklace or doubles range. It really doesn't change. I mean, it changes the swings to win, but it's still not in your favor.
No, we've moved up to 6 to 11. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Meanwhile, VaeluV hitting level 16 here. Going to find out that that as well is not enough. And, about a full level behind here is VaeluV.
Again, another synchronized death to the spike here. Both of them doing well in this new proposed Olympic event.
Yeah, and we're just back in the daily grind again. We've got another DWR experience where our runners are working 9 to 5s, going to work on the Armored Knight spike all day, going home to sleep, and then coming back in the morning.
The king does not even mind with the hauls they're bringing home, though. Look at all this. This is like Bitcoin mining, only with Armored Knights, right?
I mean, it's a lucrative job, but it's dangerous, you know. That's why it's not even your long-term health too. You know, you get breathed on that many times. You've got that armor protecting you, but you know.
Yeah. Now the good news is when we do head that way, assuming we get something like a 6 or a 7 strength level and a little bit more HP, we do go by Caitlin there. So fairy waters will actually be available for our runners on the way if the mood strikes.
Yeah, it's the natural place to stop before going to Sharlock, so it's definitely not it's not even a problem to get them if you'd like them.
Yeah, Beta is correct in saying, though, we do have a GPS and flute clogging up our inventories, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it was hard to avoid either one of those, really.
I would be extremely impressed if somebody made that account without the GPS to seed. I'm not saying it's impossible, but that was very improbable.
I just think that it's bad strategy to try to count, and like you could probably do it, but with the princess located where she was, like I think that it's just like the strategically correct thing to rescue the princess in this scene.
Oh, absolutely here. At the very least, both of them are keeping fairly well to their clip of killing armor knights here. That XP really isn't changing hands all too much here.
No, still about a full level behind. Not a huge amount of difference. I think VaeluV might be double hurt mooring, and we're swing hurt mooring, or maybe Artorious has switched to double hurt mooring. I'm not sure.
I think given the MP count that VaeluV is going a little heavier on the hurt moors just to potentially get this up faster here, but is going to be heading home before hitting 17, so it's not going to have the... is likely not going to have it, could just crit a bunch.
I think in general, like the swing hurt more over a long period of time does work out to be a little bit more efficient. So maybe a little bit of a lead extension here, but it's still not that, you know, it hasn't dragged on that long.
Yeah, and I believe with 89 agility, your greater odds, or greater than 50% odds to run from just about anything in Charlock, correct?
I think that I was trying to say that out loud, but I wasn't. You'd have to go to tinyurl.com/DWRmath, where Aaron2U2 has made a bunch of useful spreadsheets and things, and there's a enemy and enemy run percent thing, you know? Pretty sure.
Excellent ping there, or call out. Jeez, I lost my train of thought. The grind gets you here, and I do believe this Armor Knight should put us to 18 here. 6 power, 2, 7, 4...
116, you've got 129 attack power, still, you've got 14 heal mores now.
Yeah, I agree. I don't super like it, but yeah, that's go.
Artorious agrees and is going to set off home, gonna heal up here, and then we're gonna see the long trek to Cantlin.
Yeah, I agree. Even if we aren't repelling off much everything at 85 defense, kind of sad not to see that just be 1 point higher, but yeah, I definitely, again, Cantlin's right in the way. No reason not to nab the Fairy Waters, especially as Scarlet says, we're going to be refreshing there anyway.
Yeah, look, with the same reason that it's so far away and any loss of this dive is so disastrous for your overall time, like buying the fairy water as an insurance policy to not losing, the time investment is very worth it in this scenario, I would say.
Yeah, even not knowing that you are a full level up on your opponent here.
You just can't die. Like you can't lose. You can't lose this fight.
Yeah, he might get away with, you know, getting a couple bad run blocks and having to get sent off in the upper floors here, but yeah, you definitely can't lose the DL2 fight.
You got to give yourself every possible advantage in a seed like this, so I would very much expect to see the inventory being sold and the fairy waters being purchased here.
And a pack of cinnamon rolls. No reason. is doing repel there, is not headed to the fairy water. Might just be saying I'm going. He is at least going to top off on herbs, which is also a very good thing to do.
Yeah, he doesn't want the fairy water. He's just going. Still should be a very strong favorite.
Yeah, might have a couple in his pocket as well. I didn't see any get thrown away from the ones that were picked up inside the seed as well, so might have like 2 sitting in the inventory.
VaeluV chugging away at these armored knights. Gonna need to take a refill before getting to level 18 here.
And at this point, personally, I'm asking myself, did I misplace this? Nope, nope, there it is. I always swear I misplaced Sharlock somewhere.
And Artorious is in at about 124.45. What a great floor 1 that was.
Wow, 1-star Wyvern and that's it. May all of our floor 1s be like that.
There is a red in the zone. Don't know if the red has anything or if it just bites, but just biting isn't.
I mean, usually it's nice when the red rolls some tricks, because unless it's Steel 2, it's generally a trick that's not nearly as good as just the bite.
Yeah, even hurt more. So especially if you have magic armor or Erdrick's armor, you're like, oh, it's just a hurt more. Okay. Wizard Zone 2, first enemy we see. We've got Axe Knight. This is looking like a potentially friendlier zone.
I think that's the first Axe Knight we've seen all seed right there. All hiding in Charlock saying, no, you're not grinding off of us today.
Yeah, and so they could have Wombo. We don't know. But they are not as agile as those red dragons are.
Yeah, other than that one red we've seen, this has been an extremely tame Charlock. I mean, better to our runners here that we haven't seen any of the armored knights that have been plaguing them all that seed here.
First action we've seen from an Axe Knight is a standard attack. So, you know, that's favorable.
Come to think of it, not to jinx our runners, but I don't think we've seen any sleep here in the seed entirely at all.
Yeah, if it's on something, it's on something that doesn't use it a lot or was like very low level or something. Artorious into Zone 3 here in the U. We'll have to see our new set of 5 potential enemies. I'm gonna start off with a Stone Man. We do have
another one of those I think we've seen just a little bit of, but haven't got there. There are reds on the way here, though.
There's also Armored Knights, but again, we know that they're kind of a slot machine. You could get Stop Spell, which is great. You could get Dragonlord Breath, which is bad.
Yep, VaeluV grind done and is heading out the back of Swamp. And I do agree with this. Did not return there. Just went out the back here, knowing that he has Cantlin as a rest point here. That red dragon does not want to let Artorious go, and I know that was probably a mercy run, but that's about all your herbs. That's unfortunate there, and another one right next step.
Yeah, this is a bad zone, and getting some unfortunate encounters here. And then you get ambushed by the golem after all that. Makes sense to flute here. Imagine we'll see the herbs again. You know, herbs are great for trying to play games with the L1, but heal mores are more important than herbs, so you got to use your resources to try to save your heal more.
Yep, we're definitely going to be a little bit at the mercy here of what the spike is. Werewolves as well shouldn't be too awfully bad. More stone men, and our spike is behind even more stuff here.
That is an encounter rate as we get the blue dragon again, so Hawksness and Sharlock both have a blue dragon spike.
Seeing in what we saw back then, the blues did not have any big tricks here. Did need 4 swings to put it down, so did take a chunk out of that hit point count. May have to spend, yeah, gonna have to spend a heal more before getting to the Dragon Lord here.
Stoneman probably the enemy you're happiest to see there. Golem as well, as long as you don't get ambushed, because you can flute the Golem and make sure you get away. So, decent chance to make it unmolested.
Yeah, all the monsters decided to park near the Dragon Lord. That's why they were all not on the first floor, apparently. They were all down here.
A lot of encounters right at the end there, but Artorious makes it to the Dragon Lord, just needs to reject the offer, and he does. We're in.
Does take 2 hurt mores, will bring him down, and let's see if he gets back attacked.
Gets the first attack, and we're in for 8 to start. We're up to 17.
A lot of fire breath, gonna keep it away from doubles here. 27 after that 10.
At 34.
Yeah, these rolls not favoring Artorious at all.
We are up to 48 now, and we get a double, so that's huge. 58.
A double and a max roll very much helped there.
Going up to 71. $81.
And another double. 92. $101. Yeah, 101 with this many humors left in the tank feels pretty good. Not a gimme just yet at 111 now, but feeling a lot better about this.
We're up to 131. $143.
Yep, meanwhile, VaeluV walking in does have a full pack of fairy water. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like, unless we have some terrible rolls here, that Artorious should be through.
153. And that's going to cover the spread at 165. Get your GGs out in chat for Artorious. He's going to be the winner of this cinnamon roll map race. And we've got VaeluV continuing the dub.
Yeah, just enough that one hurt more spent on the way down made us feel really a little bit leery about that, but had just enough left in the tank to take care of it. Gwaelin adding a good 10 seconds on this here, but again, get your GGs out for Artorious.
VaeluV is into zone 2 here. We saw that zone 3 was really the one to worry about. We'll see how this dive ends up for him. And welcome in, Artorious. How are you feeling? What are the thoughts on the top of your head, flowing around on this seed?
That was definitely one of the maps of all time.
Can we interest you in a cinnamon roll?
I mean, pretty much. I mean, the first continent was pretty straightforward, and then everything else was straight linear, and it felt so bad getting sent back.
Yeah, that was initially one of the potential defining moments when you died to that red dragon before making it to Rimmeldar. VaeluV made it, but VaeluV thought he had the token, didn't dive grave to get the information, and ended up wasting some time. And then you guys were kind of lockstep in sync at that point, but you had more XP. So, yeah.
Yeah, I really like the swamp zone with the Wraith Knights and Knights. That was really good grind for the Hurt More. And staying there for a little bit definitely helped tremendously.
Yeah, it seemed like a great zone. One thing I wanted to wonder a little bit about the end there is the fairy waters. Did you have any thought about just picking some up for insurance just in case things got a little dicey, or did you feel like they didn't need the insurance?
I definitely thought about it, and the entire walk to Cantlin, I'm like, okay, I'm good, but I could get them, but then it's also like, do you waste the time getting them just in case? And after that the second half of the bottom floor of Sharlock, I'm like, I really wish I got those fairy waters.
Yeah, speaking of things like that, both of you did decide on the Armor Knight. Was there anything in your head that's saying maybe I do the full walk around to Rim to get the Hawksness for those blue dragons, as those were pretty ugly Armor Knights all told?
Yeah, like if somehow, well, no, because the only keys were Rim. I was like, if somehow I had cleared Grave and I knew Token was there on coordinates, I would have just stayed on Hawksness with the green dragon. But going all the way there when you have to come back to get the rainbow drop, I was like, I'm right here. It's a half a screen away from start. Might as well just stick on that Armor Knight.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Both of you, before hitting the coordinates, both of you did pick up the princess. You turned her in. VaeluV decided to head to Cantlin, get those coordinates away from having Gwaelin there. Did turn out to be even bigger advantage in terms of time for you.
Yeah, there was no chance, knowing that my last item was on coordinates, that I wasn't going to get Gwaelin and then save her just before for that exact reason. I mean, if it's near where I am or even towards Hawksness Rim, then yeah, it will definitely save time. Whereas, if it's near where Swamp North is, then not so much. But still, it was never a doubt that I was going to turn her in before going to get the cords.
Yeah, I was wondering about when you get the keys, was there any thought of trying to walk back to Cantlin to get the cords and then, but is that what you did?
I did not. I immediately returned home.
Yeah, I think VaeluV would try to do that and then got stopped by a red on the way back to Cantlin, I believe.
Yeah, I was thinking about it again on the long walk to Hawksness and Rim, that okay, is it quicker to go to Cantlin or to go check everything? And I'm like, well, one, I guess I don't even know that cords exist. So, and I knew the 2 graves were remaining in the back of the castle and the ham. So, wanting to clear those out first really was what drove me to return instead of going back to Cantlin.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Wanted to know, with the knowledge that the map was the way it was, did that impact the way you were thinking about a potential go level at all? If it was a marginal level, would you still have potentially gone, or do you think you was the distance to Sharlock a decisive factor in any of your thinking around the end game?
No, because I didn't get to that point, I guess. If, let's say, it was a couple fewer strength on that final level, and like fairy water and all that would get you, 75-80% chance, then maybe I would think about doing another level. But what I probably would have done in that case was started walking to Cantlin with the enemies on the way there. Could get a decent amount of XP that way. And then I do know that there were armored knights outside of Cantlin as well. So I might have done that if it was a marginal level.
Get your GGs out in chat for VaeluV taking down the Dragon Lord and going to be successful in returning the Ball of Light.
Yeah, ended up at just about the same in terms of resources there. Did bring those fairy waters in, but none of them were really rolling all that great. So that's a did get there. Get your GGs out here for especially this map. Definitely these times are well for what they had to go through on that seed there.
Yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking. I think level 13 at 33 minutes in, and then the seed decided to tell us to, hold your horses and slow down there.
Truly one of the maps of all time. You just hope that you can get somewhere and it's decided to, no, this is a one-way in cinnamon roll that you just walk around and around. So we got you here now, Artorious. You got your first race in the books, and coming out on top. You've got a tough group, a lot of very talented players. How are you feeling about the start of your tournament here and what's to come?
Obviously, it's nice to get it off with a win there, but yeah, it was not a fun async Sunday during the reveal show to see the group that we're in. Cyberdark, Smashy, VaeluV, Slamoon, Angel. It's definitely very tough, and really all the groups are pretty well tough. So it's going to be fun and interesting, and just hoping to do enough to have to be in the conversation to get in the playoffs. That's always the goal. So hopefully that will continue and happen there. So, and GG VaeluV.
Hey, absolutely. Good job, Artorious. That was a stupid map. I didn't like that map at all. But yeah, fun. Still fun race. Glad I think you got done maybe as I was just about halfway through the first floor of Sharlock. So I'm always happy to at least be in the castle when somebody finishes. So I'm happy with my performance on it, as much as I did not like the the way that map felt. It was like a spiral inside a spiral.
Yeah, the map was also my first comment when I came in here, so.
Yeah, so GG VaeluV, welcome in. Are there any highlights or lowlights or things in particular that you want to draw our attention to or want to talk about from that?
I mean, getting the early hurt more, and having enough strength to kill scorpions at turn level 1 was nice. But probably the most interesting thing that happened to me was I thought I had the token and went to turn in the homework, and I didn't. So that resulted in a hasty return to the grave to dive it before I checked for Cantlin coordinates. But yeah, it's always fun when you go to talk to the jerk and he kicks you out.
Yeah, I'm wondering there, just with both sword and armor being in 2 separate boxes. I'm like, that was enough Erdricks to make anybody think they might have a token stashed away along all that stuff there.
Yeah, for some reason I had it in my head that I had already had the token and I was that I could just turn in any time. That's why I hadn't done it yet. Like I was just like, okay, well, we can go this way. Maybe we'll find a sword or an armor, and the next time I'm near home or whenever I'll go turn in. And then I got sword armor, and I was just like, oh, I gotta go turn these things in. And and the jerk said, nope, you don't have all your things yet.
Yeah, that was one of the turning points of the seed for sure there. And then the other one was not rescuing Gwaelin right after getting her and then having to go back home and then get those cords again was another difference there that was a little bit decisive.
Yeah, I should have. I don't know what I was thinking at that point too. I was thinking preemptive Gwaelin rescue, but turning her in would have definitely saved some time because it was basically that area was where it ended up being.
But it was
What about the Armor Knight? Was there anything better than that Armor Knight? I felt like sitting on DL2 Armor Knights was not something that I wanted to do tonight, but for a half an hour. But I couldn't think of anything else better.
I mean, not unless you really wanted to walk all the way to the Blue Dragons of Hoxus, but as we well know, that was a trip and a half going out all that way.
I was glad that I got there on my first long branch out and didn't have to do that walk twice at least.
Yeah, and for the most part, this race was very close for a very long time. It was really just those two things: the thinking you had the token and the the princess ordering that really set the gap apart. Otherwise, it was a very close race most of the way through.
Nice. I look forward to going back and watching it over.
All right. Well, if any of our racers have any final things to get out there, throw out. If you have upcoming races you want to call out or shout out, or you got gauntlets you want to throw down, you can use your WCW moment now if you want to.
I just really want to say thank you, everyone, for putting this on. Tanuki, Hoodie, Nightdew, Shahali, thank you so much. As VaeluV said just a little bit ago, looking forward to watching this back, so thank you.
Big Slamu, I'm calling out you for my next match. It's going down, brother. My next match will be against Big Slamu. I'm not sure exactly when, but that's my call out.
Amazing stuff. That is exactly what we're here for. Oh, that was exactly what we needed. Fantastic. Nightdew, you got anything to round things out with here tonight?
Just of what we still have left tonight here. We do have, I believe, a Red Slime restream here. Edge is putting on here with Kick Lessons Arnax, which is in right now, and also in the better part, about an hour 10, we have one more match tonight. Adam Raptors and Ryguy. So more DWR to come later today.
Definitely. This is the season for DWR action. There are all kinds of races. We're in the middle, but as we get to the end here, there's going to be a bunch of the race is going to pick up again. Very exciting times. Thank you all for being here and watching, being a part of this. It's about the racers, but it's about all of you as well. So really want to put the thank you out tonight for Tanuki Monster giving us the restream, Shahali doing the tracking, your commentators tonight, Nightdew, Hoodie Two Shoes. From all of us, thanks for being here. And again, 11 p.m. Eastern, we're coming back. So be on the lookout.
Good night, everybody.